Hi everyone, it is Mickey here from A Pretty Talent, and I'm back with another thrift store adventure, maybe just venture, I don't know. In any case, a friend and I do junk journaling. Actually, there's a couple of us who do the junk journaling, and this friend and I went to our local thrift stores again, and well, actually on more than one occasion. But I've compiled this into one video, and we are going to be exchanging books. So I'm going to start off with the books that she had purchased. She's in the process of setting up a fish tank, and so I think with that in mind, she's quite taken with fish. So this is one of the books which she picked up. It has some of the most lovely images to use. And so if you're into making a nautical junk journal, nautical themed junk journal, then some of these books are going to be absolutely brilliant. I'm going to leave that one for the moment. Fresh and saltwater fishes of the world. What absolutely brilliant images. And just a host of them, just an absolute host of them. Wide variety, etc, etc. So lovely, lovely. This one in particular I like. Still on that theme of nautical, she's also bought these two, the dive sites of South Africa, with some beautiful maps, some underwater scenes, some lovely now these are shiny pages, which are going to take them back a little bit. But in any case, we'll see how we deal with this. In any case, there are some really lovely and loads of maps in this book. And then this one, the dive sites of the Red Sea. This one had the two of us really excited, because the Red Sea is the sea which the Israelites crossed at the time of Moses when they had the exodus from Egypt under God's guidance. And there are such ridiculous stories going about how the water that they crossed was not the Red Sea but the Red Sea, and it was probably only 30 centimeters deep, and I don't know how a whole army drowns in 30 centimeters of water. But in any case, so lots of stories to discredit the story of the Bible, the events of the Bible. And yet when you page through this book, you realize these waters are tremendously deep. So absolutely brilliant. And then if you can see, there's the other side of the sea. This is what they would have to have crossed. And if you look at these photos, this is what they would have had to walk through. This must have been an arduous task. In any case, it's absolutely lovely, absolutely fantastic. Somewhere at the beginning, let me see if I can find it. I've probably just gone past it. Introduction to the Red Sea. Let me see. Oh goodness. Here you go. This is Egypt, the south of Egypt. That's Sinai. The Sinai. And so they probably would have crossed somewhere here. And if you take that measurement and you compare it to the scale, then it must have been something like 20 kilometers at the narrowest. It's an approximation, but about 20 kilometers of sea that needed to be crossed. In any case, it puts things a little bit in perspective, doesn't it? That's not what this video is about, but that's what we got from this. Now, she also bought this book, and this is absolutely marvelous photography. Look at this. Look at this. The images here are, oh, it takes your breath away. I don't even know that I would be willing to use this book. Sure. I might advise her to just keep this, because this is beautiful. His son is a photographer as well, and my goodness, does he take brilliant photos as well. This is not his, but oh my goodness. I know this is rather grim, but what a photo. Oh, can you see these? Absolutely fantastic. Any case. And then they had a few of these. South African wildlife, a guide to our mammals, birds, reptiles, insects, fishes, amphibians, and invertebrates. And these are brilliant. They are illustrations. And wow. Since there are so many of this book available, very easy to use. And what is lovely about this book is you don't even have to cut the others up, because this one would have something of everything. These the insects and stuff. I'm looking for the fish. Here are the marine animals. So I'd probably start with this book before I separate any of the others. Okay. She also found, or came upon these. There were two of these and we bought both. But these are fantastic because they have the stained glass images, and there's a whole bunch of things you can do with these. It also has this yellowed, the yellow pages already, or yellowed pages, and lovely, lovely images. This one is a watercolor instruction book with lovely images. Now, both her and I have a number of watercolor instruction books. This one is a little aged. The information in here is solid. The book is rather fantastic, but the images are also brilliant, aren't they? Any case. Now, what we found here is this little journal, and I said, let's try and turn this one into a journal for her. And so it's one of these diary type journals, but it already has pockets. So if you can just sort of adapt these pockets, but now look at this. I should do this. Can you see how I can put my hand through this? So there's already another pocket there, and that's true for all of these 12 months. Okay, let's put those aside. Then it has an address bit, which already has these fantastic tabs, lovely images. And what if one were to only sort of turn this into a journal page, do something here, retain most of this? I don't know. There seems to me to be a whole lot that one can do with these images. I just want to get past that to this part. That says addresses still. Okay, now it gets to a planner, Christmas card list. Now, these you can just turn into whatever you want. The paper is so lovely and sturdy. You've got the top tabs going now. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Isn't this a book with such potential? And then gifts and idea sets, which we're going to ignore again and just turn into our own pages. But in any case, so we'll see. I'll help her turn this into a journal. I have to say, we also came upon another of those LP journals that I am busy with in the series. And this one was rather dilapidated, but we sat yesterday and we fixed it. And she is very excited about starting that process for herself as well. Now, some of the books that I have found for myself, let me push this aside for the moment, are these. Sampiona are mushrooms of South Africa. They are illustrations. Lovely little book. There are photos here as well. But for the most part, the book consists of illustrations of mushrooms. So fantastic book. This one, the Oxford Book of Insects, has me extremely excited because, again, they are illustrations. But you will notice that they are all on the right-hand side of the page, which makes all of them absolutely brilliant to use in journaling. I don't have to make a choice between this side of the page and the other, because yes, they are doubled up in the right way. Okay, this one is one that I have already sort of started taking apart for a journaling workshop that we had. This is an Arabic artist, but this in the Hadramaut, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong and my apologies. Sketches of Southern Arabia. I thought they were breathtaking. I love this. And it is so seldom that you come upon, well, I don't come upon Middle Eastern artists. They are not that prevalent. In any case, I love this, but I also love the images, and I want to use the images, and I love the quality of the paper and the yellowishness of the paper, etc. So I'm going to use that. Now, I have been talking about this series of French encyclopedia that I have found. I've referred to that before in videos. Here's the stained glass book that I have bought. This one, Kamalili Kukuk, se musiek maak book. I've started taking this one apart. It's very yellowed pages. They are on their way out. But it is a lovely, lovely little book with all sorts of things inside. Right. There is a zoology book. I've also started taking this one apart for a workshop. But these are lovely images. You can see where I've taken out pages. The book is past its lifetime. There are newer versions, full color versions, all sorts of things that are available now. But this still has value for us in junk journaling. There's more than enough pages for me to share, honestly. This, look at this. Isn't this lovely? It's Afrikaans, for those of you wondering what the language is. And it's a braai book. You're going to call that a barbecue, but in any case. Here's another one. Isn't it gorgeous? These two were actually donations. I didn't buy them. Thornburn's Birds. Look at this. Oh, wow. And again, they're on the right-hand side with the left-hand side printed. So again, I do not need to make a choice. I can use all of these images, all of these pages. They are brilliant. Beautiful illustrations. Oh, I drool over these. I bought myself a copy as well. Same book as my friends. Putting that aside. I have shown you that. Where she was into fish, I was into birds. I also came upon this one. What's it called? Birds, Their Life, Their Way is Their World. Again, fantastically beautiful illustrations. I have to say, I went in search of books on birds and fish specifically. I've already deconstructed the book on fish, so I can't show you that one that I bought. And that's it from this pile. I'm going to just quickly drop them back in the basket. Otherwise, I can't show you the rest. It's not all books, but it's mostly books. Now, this symphony. This size of the book is fantastic, but look at this. Images. Look at this, these pages. Look at these images. Aren't they? Oh, don't they take your breath away? And one wants to be, oh my word. So there are some fantastic, even maps. Not to drool over, but that on the other hand. So look at this. There are just so many, even these black and white images, such strong images. Those I love. I wonder who this guy is. Charles. Okay. Anyways, let me not display my ignorance here. Oh. Okay, lovely book. Lovely book, and I love music. And I'm still going to make a musical journal. So this is also the classical collection. This is a series of magazines which, and I'm going to date myself. I was in at varsity when these things came out, and I collected them, and they came with CDs accompanying the little magazines. But look at these fantastic pages. This is not my collection. My personal handful that I bought, the CDs, believe it or not, I still have, but the books have long since been cut up because I'm not new to this. But there are some lovely images and pages and things in these that I'm going to use as well. And once I'm done with that, I will have left this fantastic filing system. Let me show you how this works. Where is it there? So this is simply a matter of, can I just slide this one out? I think so, yes. Sliding the book out, so I can slide other things in here and turn this into a journal. I'll just sort of need to fix it a bit, cover it, whatever it is, and that's going to become a journal somewhere down the line. Now, this I paid way too much for. But it's a thrift store, a charity store. It supports a charity. It's a very good charity. And I decided not to quibble about the price, but to rather just buy it because I want actually just the file. I do like these. The complete do-it-yourself manual, techniques and projects. It's a Reader's Digest one. But it's aged, it's old, nobody does this anymore. We don't want our houses to look like this. If our houses look like this, we change it. And so they made me pay for the contents, and the contents isn't worth it. Okay, but anyways. There's probably new techniques and new machines and whatever it is as well. I don't know. This is outside my league. And then I brought this home and I thought, you know what? I'm being silly. I've been wanting to make a journal with all sorts of ideas. Now, this is not a new concept. Lots of people are doing this. But with journaling ideas, all the ideas in one place. And this book, this little file, would lend itself beautifully to that. Because pages are easy to remove, but what if I work on these pages as a surface that I cover with something else? Some of them fold out to become really large pages, and I just think it's a really nice base to start a journal like that on. Easy to remove the pages you don't want. Easy to cover with something that you do like, because I don't particularly like this, and it has some nifty features that I would love to retain. That closure, this little handle, those are things that I would retain. Not so much the plastic cover, but anyways, so look for that one down the line as well. I don't know how many projects have I got going already. Any case, now very near the end of the books. I'm just grabbing them behind me. And, okay, this is actually not for junk journaling. I managed to find 4 of the same books, painting on fabric. The other 3 are on Afrikaans. And, well, I'm going to do a workshop on this. And then each person will have a book to take home. And look at those lovely designs and everything. Okay, any case. Not for junk journaling, but a very nice find. This is a little bit of Afrikaner. Now, this is a collector's item. These are old Afrikaans folk songs. it's the book that everybody knows about. Terrible abbreviation. Terrible abbreviation. Federasie van Afrikaanse Kultuur. I think that's what it is. But, oh my word, yes. Doesn't translate too well. The book has seen better days. And it's beyond the point of saving it. This book has been used so many times you can actually see the oily residue of fingers on the pages. This book will fall apart. It cannot be saved anymore. I am going to cut it up and use it. A part of me wants to keep this, but it's not sensible. And then, okay, the last one. This is a coloring book. I didn't cut this to size. You should really cut this into a square. But you can fold the most lovely envelopes with this. This is just an idea on a page that was already kind of colored. You take your inking brush and just ink this. Don't color it. This is the kind of coloring I hate to do. I love coloring, but not like this. This kills me. So just inking these pages or using them as is. There's all sorts of things you can do with these kinds of designs in journaling and card making and whatever it is. And so, yeah, we're going to share that one as well. And then I had a R1 pile. And believe it or not, I think because we bought so much, they didn't even ring these up. So we got these for free. This is just a little exercise book, but with a lovely math squeeze and of course coffee dye that, and it's lovely. And then a little set of, again, these magazine type things, but they are absolutely adorable. Different animals, each book a different animal. But look at these adorable little illustrations. Can you see them? Am I in focus? Aren't they fantastic? Okay, there are photos as well. But look at those illustrations. Aren't they brilliant? And so I'm kind of looking forward to using these. Absolutely beautiful. A whole bunch of them. I think there are 10. I don't know. Okay, that's it for the books. Then I found, let me just grab it behind me. I found another bunch of items. And okay, this is a Scrabble set, just a Scrabble game. And so these are lovely to use in journaling, on the covers and whatever it is, but maybe I'll just play the game. I don't know. We're going to have a games night soon and we'll see. Then also, still with the games, or among the games, I found this box. And I love the box. I'm going to use the box. But this, I'm going to turn into canvas. Painting space. And, or mosaic, or whatever I do on this. And there's a whole bunch of these things. And I just think it has such potential. I do not want to play the children. I don't have children in my life, big or small. Well, there's the red one, right? So I suppose the idea is to match. What? I don't want to do that. Oh, goodness. But I do love the game, or the content, but for crafting purposes. And then I had this little tin, and they gave me this whole little tin for 10 Rand. It has lovely off-cut pieces of netting that I can use. For the most part, it's a collection of odd buttons. I have so many buttons already, but I'm always getting more buttons. Oh my goodness, this is a pretty one. Okay. That's the thing about buttons. You always come upon something that kind of takes your breath away. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's also buttons, I think. And then it has a couple of tubes of glitter. That's an alphabet glitter thing. And yeah, here's another one. I'm not crazy about glitter, but for $10, this is not a bad buy. Oh, these are the buttons. Okay. Queen's Park is a very larny shop, very expensive. Now look how cute this little envelope is in itself. And is this a closure or is it just a dangle? Does it pull? No, it's just a dangle. Okay, well, anyways. So, $10 and the tin doesn't have a lid. Here's another one. I do sew. I haven't done any real sewing. Well, since I moved in here, and it's been a couple of years, 3-4 years, I don't know. I am going to, my machine is set up, but I haven't done any real serious sewing. But I do sew, and this is a whole bunch of bias binding of different widths. Some, there's one, no, there's more. Zippers. That's a second-hand zipper. That one excites me more than the other one. What is this? All size adjusting instructions for women's watch bands. I think this is an actual watch band. Was it just a container? I don't know. Shoelaces, Velcro. You know, odds and ends. It would cost me about, yeah, there you go, 9 rand, and this is a very old price tag, okay? So all of this for 10 rand is a humongous bargain. I don't think there is anything in here. No, I think it's out. But this, ooh, is disappearing. It's old. So I'm someone gonna toss that. That's yeah. But this to me is a humongous bargain. You know, the contents of this would cost me well over 100 rand in itself. Now, then okay, this is not thrift store. This is one of our local grocery shops that have this marketing thing going where you have little, I don't actually want to open these, but little items that's in the shop, and they are, what are they called? Stickies. Let me show you. So that's Maynard's Sweets. So that's a sweets pack. And then this would stick, not on this surface. It doesn't. There. It sticks. That's why it's called a sticky. And these are apparently all the rage, and everyone's collecting them, and I have very little interest in them. So you get these. I think you spend 200 rand, you get one, and I just let them pile up. This little container, I thought it was too darling, and so I bought it. And then I just threw this stuff in there. This is elastic band, this is crochet wool, and then they rang it up together, and it cost me 10 rand. Any case, the absolute best item that I bought there was this. I came upon this, and I went online and I looked at prices, not in the store, afterwards, after I bought it, because I know crafting supplies, what they cost, and I immediately knew this was a find. This on Amazon costs 500, in excess of 500 rand. And in other stores like Amazon, in excess of 500 rand. A knockoff version of this, not quite as good as this, not the same. The closest I can get on Temu is over 200 rand. This is the cutting plate. You center this there. This is the knife. You put it in, and then you can cut a circle of whatever diameter it is that you want to cut. 10 rand. That's what they charged me for this. 10 rand. It is brand spanking new. Brand new. And it even has 2 spare blades there. This was the best buy for the day, but in any case. Now, why am I making these videos? 2 reasons. I think if you're going to be doing junk journaling, go to the thrift stores. You get the best stuff there. Don't go buy new stuff that's made to look old. It's already old in the thrift store. But more importantly, the charity shops, they need people to spend money there. There's a whole lot of stuff. I actually forgot about this. Let me show you this. I'm pulling this from a washing machine. I don't often look at the fabric stuff, but this is a little lace curtain of about 2.5 meters in length. And look at this. It has these lovely animals. And I know, oops, my apologies for that. I know this. You can cut this out. So I can use these images. I can use these. I can cut the flowers out individually. This is so brilliant when you cut it apart. It's in a pretty good condition, aside from the fact that it's a little dirty. It's in a pretty good condition. There was a tiny tear somewhere on one of the ends. Nothing major. So if you wanted to use this as a curtain, I suppose you could. I don't have really any intentions of doing that. I am going to wash it first before I use it. And then there also was this little one. Now that piece cost me 25 rand and this one 15, and this is a little expensive. But again, I do sort of just close my eyes and support the charity shops. This one is a little less useful. It has these, I don't know, I suppose they're supposed to be sunflowers. But I love this pattern. And I can just see myself doing all sorts of things with this. And so there's always something to look out for in these charity shops. And it's for a good cause. So go support. And more than that, take your stuff that you're not using any longer. And if you're like me, your house is overflowing with stuff that you don't use. Pack it up in a box and go donate it. The jobs, the work that these guys do, I don't want to get too concerned with that, but let me quickly talk about this. The one charity that I support is a hospice charity. Now, I don't know if you know about hospice, but hospice does, it cares for people who are pretty much on their deathbed. There's no possibility of recovery. They do not have the funds to hire nurses to care for them or whatever it is. And these people have a brilliant service where they will assist families or even take people into homes. They've got various homes for children or whatever it is, and take care of them until pretty much they pass away. It's extremely expensive. If you've got someone in nursing care, or you've ever had someone in nursing care, you know how expensive that can get. They need our funds, they need our support. One of the other charity stores, and there's only the two really that I know of here, although apparently there's a third one, but I haven't been to that one. And the other one that I regularly visit is one for people who have fallen on hard times and they are pretty much homeless. They try to help these people, assist them with food, clothing, getting them homes again, etc., etc. And so again, a really, really good cause to support. And so therefore, I'm going to advise you, I'm going to really, really beg of you to become involved. And if your involvement means that you go spend your money there, fantastic. If your involvement means that you go drop your stuff there, fantastic. And if it's both, even the better. And then, if you have extra time, so that you can go and assist, that would be fantastic. I know that hospice has started or is starting, this is now here in Alberton, a children's home, and I don't know how far they are in the process of that. But even though there's no hope of recovery for these children from a human point of view, they want the children to live with hope. So they were looking for teachers to go and teach these children, because when you teach a child, you are preparing them for a future. You give them hope. And so if you have time, you can get involved in that way. And I'm sure there are many other ways, but contact them, speak to them, hear what it is that you can do to assist and contribute and become a part of your community in that way. Any case, that's me out for the day. I'm going to say cheers and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.